York, New York.
You know you done fucked up, right?
No!
You have elected this guy.
That's where the party's at, and you find out if you do that.
My bad. This guy.
Say mysterious chapati origins of India, but born in Eugene. Taxi, Baba Zungu se matatu. See me driving this car while I'm wearing my sapatu. You got minders open for somebody.
Had enough? So what?
He's been in the New York Assembly for 4 years, and before that, he was an aspiring rapper under the name Mr. Cardamom. Listen.
Down for you. Get around for you. Make a sign for you. Give a crime to you.
Once you do it, it's out there. It never comes back. It's there.
Didn't think it was going to be on CNN.
It's there, and there it is.
No, you done fucked up, don't you? No, don't you? No, you done fucked up.
Let's dive into the Mamdani madness and see if socialism can exist or even thrive in the most capitalistic city of all time. New York, New York. Mayor Kwame has been talking about giving away free everything, free buses, free childcare, freezing the rent. He wants to replace police officers with social workers. What? He wants to reclassify what's considered violent crimes, like burglary.
The term violent crime is even used when people are stealing packages. Violent crime is even used when people are accused of burglary and there happens to be a housing unit in that same dwelling. So violence is an artificial construction. Right. Huh? And we have to be very clear that what is happening here with these district attorneys, that is violence.
Do you hear these clowns clapping for this? Burglary is when somebody breaks in your house to take something. And of course, his answer to everything, just like the rest of these lazy politicians, is to tax the rich, even though the top 1% pay about 45% of all the taxes in New York. Let's continue.
On day one, we will expand the city's special enforcement programs, doubling fines for hazardous violations and tripling them for conditions that are immediately dangerous. And when a really bad landlord, like this guy, refuses to fix it, the city's going to step in, make the repairs, and send them the bill.
Okay, watch next.
If that doesn't work, the city's taking over the building. We're putting the worst landlords out of business.
I mean, like, seize the means of production.
That's
like
exactly
communists?
Wait a minute.
So he's saying the quiet part out loud,
yes,
and people voted for it.
That's right.
It is so baffling to me how someone who's never owned a business, or at least ran a business, considers himself competent enough to make the rules for how businesses are ran. I wonder, does he understand the amount of regulations and red tape that these businesses are suffering from? Let's hear from some of those guys.
Kenny Burgos, who is head of the New York Apartment Association, took me to one of the many apartments being held off the market. The landlord can't rent it because it's not up to code.
This is a 3-bedroom apartment. This is over $100,000 to upgrade. When you're talking wiring, lead remediation, appliance upgrades, floor leveling.
But the regulated rent is set so low that the landlord would never recoup his costs.
What bank is going to lend you $200,000 to improve an apartment when the legal rent was not even $1,100? The math just doesn't add up.
Another community that's been impacted is Crown Heights in Brooklyn, a Black and Caribbean neighborhood that has lately become popular among recent college graduates.
Broke liberals, but you're supposed to be broke when you get out of college. You're not supposed to be dumb.
A few blocks from where I lived is a 14-unit building owned by Lincoln Eccles, who is keeping 2 of his regulated apartments vacant because he'd lose money renovating and renting them out.
My uncle bought this property in the late 50s, and he passed it on to my father.
He showed me one of his empty units.
It hasn't been touched since the tenant passed away.
Run for school!
The city has set the rent at about $1,000 a month, or a fraction of its market value.
This is one of those shuttered apartments. Some people call them zombie apartments. It's locked up, it's dead. The math doesn't work. Day one, I rented. I would be at a loss.
But not all of the units in his building are rent regulated. He took me on a tour of a 3-bedroom where the tenants pay $4,100 a month. However, only 3 out of the 14 units in the building are market rate like this one, and Eccles says he's going broke.
I am closing out the month with less than $50 in the bank account.
Mr. Eccles doesn't sound like a millionaire.
The city's taking over the building.
Now, in doing my research for this, I found a compilation of contradictions.
I will not defund the police.
Lie.
I am in favor of defunding the police. I want to speak to the memory of my aunt, who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
Oh, wait, another lie.
I was speaking about Zerafui, my father's cousin.
Doesn't wear a hijab.
I don't really have opinions about the future of Hamas and Israel beyond the question of justice and safety.
Maybe he's telling the truth on this one. Oh, wait, nope, lie.
The struggle for Palestinian liberation was at the core of my politics and continues to be. I am not, and nor have I ever called for the legalization of prostitution.
You guessed it, lie.
You support decriminalizing prostitution?
Yes, my fundamental belief that sex work is work. I would be happy to work with the president and the administration.
Lie.
We need to be doing here in our city is to end the chapter of collaboration between City Hall and the federal government. I don't believe that the role of the mayor is to police speech.
Lying again.
There are consequences for speaking up in favor of apartheid.
So just find out who you're voting for before you vote who you're voting for.
Could we ask you, do you think socialism is going to work in New York City?
Yes.
Why?
What is your definition of socialism?
Zohran Mamdani's socialism. Do you think if he wins, New York will be a better city?
Oh, definitely.
What do you think he's going to do that's going to make it better?
Lower rents.
He's going to fix rents. Do you think that might have a negative effect possibly? Or
Probably could, but my material conditions would be better.
How can your material conditions be better if your housing situation is worse? Low IQ voters.
So I'm voting for what would help me.
Where else has socialism worked that you want to emulate?
Vietnam.
You big dummy. You big dummy.
You think New York City, if it was more like Vietnam, is it actually a communist country?
I would say Vietnam, China. See, New York is a very dense city. Therefore, we have...
You big dummy, see what you did?
Let's see what the people think about these government-ran grocery stores.
Hey, it's Kennedy here in the Bronx. This is one of the places Zohran Mamdani wants to spend $60 million on 5 grocery stores. But does anyone even want that?
Grocery prices are out of control. Food is a necessity for New Yorkers, and yet it's something that people are being priced out of. It doesn't need to be this way.
Do you think $60 million is too much to spend for 5 grocery stores?
Yes. I don't think he should open no grocery stores. He should talk about the community and how people is out here living on the streets.
Let them work as a stock boy first, and then come try to run a grocery store.
The grocery business is really tough. Profit margins in the grocery business are only around 2%. It's one of the lowest margin industries. And
imagine buying a product for $1 and can only sell it for $1.02.
And for the state to recreate that entire business model, recreating entire supply chains, that's pretty much impossible.
I don't know what kind of model is going to follow. If we were in Cuba, maybe, but they have no food anyways.
Does government do a good job running things?
No. Not really.
How about you spend some of that money and clean up the rats?
When we were forced to come to New York.
You go over here on 148th, after the sun goes down, you go see rats the size of cats.
Learning the mysterious art of ninjutsu.
Food deserts disproportionately impact Black and brown New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, where I've heard directly from New Yorkers who say, why is it that I can find 6 fast food restaurants in a 5-block radius, but I can't find a place to buy groceries?
One more time. Are we in a food desert?
Desert? No, this is a metropolis. There's grocery stores on every corner. There's delis on every corner. There's food everywhere.
New York City actually has the fewest food deserts in the country because you can basically walk almost everywhere in New York City in 10 minutes and find a grocery store.
Here's a Seatown supermarket. I'm going to go inside and find out what they have on the shelves. Is it sand? This is a much better grocery store than we have on the Upper West Side, Upper West, Oreo Thins. Do they have gluten-free Oreos? Okay, they don't have gluten-free Oreos. All right, screw it. Shut this place down. Bring Mamdani in.
The cost of this is $60 million to set up one store in each borough. Now, that should be compared to the city's existing program, where they're set to spend $140 million subsidizing corporate grocery stores. So we would take less than half of the money the city's already set to spend and actually deliver results.
But $140 million is what private supermarkets spend, not the government. Mamdani just misread something on a city website.
He made just a basic math error and wildly overestimated how much money is actually available for this scheme.
You keep saying free bus rides, free this, free that, you know?
But how are you going to pay for it?
That's what I want to know.
So let's get into these free buses now.
Mamdani says as mayor, he'd make buses free. Riders could skip the lines, use all the doors to board quickly, and finally get moving.
Without hyperbole, the slowest buses in the country, 8 miles an hour. We could have this interview walking alongside it and still get there before the bus.
You might be able to outrun the bus. I don't know if I could outrun the bus.
Poor people don't make a lot of money, and then you taking out, what, $290?
$290 for a bus is crazy.
Bus is fast and...
A few moments later.
Sorry to tell you, but taking public transit getting more expensive this weekend. It is not just for subway riders, it's commuter rails, it's tolls, it's bus fares, all seeing increases as well. We have News 4's Andrew Stiff live at Grand Central Terminal with a look at how these fare hikes are looking in the new year. Hi, Andrew.
Right, Natalie, there's no escaping it. We talked to just about everybody across the spectrum. You're going to be seeing those higher tolls, higher subway and bus fares, and as you indicated, paying more on commuter railroads. As Long Island Railroad riders Nick Cabot and his family adjusting to the upcoming fare hike.
I understand they got to raise the prices. I just keep the trains running and wish they put this money right back into making the trains better.
As for those who tap and go into the subway system, you can already see signs posted of that new $3 fare. Have you been preparing for the higher fare?
We have no choice, we have to pay. We have no choice, we have to pay.
Got him! Got him! Fare hike starts Sunday. Subways and buses go from $2.90 up to $3. LIRR and Metro North up 4.5%. That'll mean, for example, that $378 monthly from Huntington now costs $395. And tolls rising 7.5%. Your one-way Easy Pass jumping from $7.46 above $8.
I hate it.
Why so?
It just costs so much.
But the MTA, with approval from Governor Kathy Hochul, insists service has improved. Ridership is up more than 7% over last year. Transit officials also say the fare hikes are needed to pay the thousands of transit employees. Even riders who don't like it seem to get it.
Well, I'm upset because I don't want to spend more money on commuting into the city, but at the same time, like, MTA's got to do it to make it safer, then I'm on board for that.
The $2.90 adds up to begin with, so $3 will definitely make a bigger dent.
This commuter spoke to us just steps away from another man taking the W train to work, Mayor Zohran Mamdani.
Come on, son.
His view on the fare hike?
This is one part of the affordability crisis that we're seeing across the city, and we are going to use every tool at our disposal to not only recognize that crisis, but to actually reckon with it through the policies that we put forward.
How did y'all fall for this?
Of course, the mayor can't control the fare hikes. They are voted on by the MTA board, which is controlled by the state, and the MTA has already planned another fare hike for 2 years from now.
Wait a minute!
This man promised y'all a bunch of stuff that he doesn't even have the power to make happen, and already has another tax hike planned.
Gotcha, bitch!
And he's only been a citizen for 8 years.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
8 years. One interesting thing is that when he was sworn in, he used the Quran, which means he is guided by a different morality than those who use the Bible. And in Islam, they believe in Sharia law, which is pretty much So all you liberal white women out here with your blonde hair, free frolicking, that's going to stop. Let me show you a glimpse of your future.
Mit Handschuhe auf. Besser ist das. Au! Au! Fuck! Au! Ah, ich habe irgendwas abbekommen. Ich habe irgendwas gegen den Kopf bekommen. Au! Ich glaube, wenn ich so 2 Meter Türsteher Schrank wäre, hätten die das nicht gemacht. Ah, schon wieder, Alter! Wichser!
Meanwhile.
Take her away. Take her away.
Well, New York, I hope you get exactly what you voted for. And
Thank you. God bless you. Good night.